After a billion-dollar hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Lee meteorologist John Choquette here for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast. I know we are a little late today. I was having a couple computer issues. Couldn't get the show onto the computer that we use here for our live stream, so about a 20-minute delay, but no big deal. Here we are now, and of course you can always watch this after the fact if you're not watching it live. Thanks to C3 Group and Merlin Law Group for sponsoring our videos as always. And as always, you can check out both of their pages in the description below. And check out Chip Merlin's blog as well. I know it's not linked in here, but you can probably go search that. Anyway, the website and our app are up and running as always. If you are just tuning in because you see Chicago hasn't really had much of a storm yet, and you haven't logged on to Hailtrace in a little bit, you might notice things are a little different. You need some help, some guidance, some training. We can get you guys set up and everything squared away before we get into the heat of storm season. So that's what we're looking at so far. Anyway, so we can get that set up. We also have on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock, or at a certain time, we have group trainings as well. So here's a forecast for today. We have two different areas we're looking at here. First of which, the most impressive is going to be here in North Dakota and even up into southern sections of Manitoba. Looks like we could see some pretty intense little supercells this evening into the overnight hours, up to tennis ball size hail possible there. It's going to die out as we get later into the overnight, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning or so. So by the time we get towards Fargo, where they have a 2% chance, they're going to start to die off and really minimize their hail. I have a 5% chance for Bismarck, and this is mostly because North Dakota is a big state with not a lot of people, so it's pretty hard to hit the small points. It looks like storms may be in the general vicinity of Bismarck, but chances are probably not going to get hit. Further to south as well, down by Memphis, we could see some storms kind of similar to how we had in Missouri, over by Kansas City yesterday, and then the day before by Stillwater. Same basic idea. Some storms may form this evening near the Memphis area. 2% chance you could see maybe some $50 size hail, or if anything gets really intense, up to some golf balls. But chances are it's going to be few and far between, maybe only some $50 size hail with that. And you can see here that future radar we're talking about, North Dakota. You see those storms form. This one actually has it pretty close to the Bismarck area, and they kind of die off after midnight or so. So again, they form around this afternoon, evening, right around 6 o'clock, move through, drop some decent sized hail, probably over a bunch of pastures, and then move on. So get a little further to the south and to the east, and you see the storms that try to form again. Very similar to what we were seeing yesterday in Missouri and the day before in Oklahoma, where things just kind of form in the evening hours, possibly drop some hail up to golf balls if we're really lucky. I think today's signals a little less impressive, so maybe only up to about $50 size hail there. Tomorrow, though, is an interesting day where we have a risk going all the way from Billings, Montana, all the way far east into Ohio. And yes, Chicago is in the risk. We had to see up to 2-inch hail. I think we're going to see some storms forming in the evening hours right along a warm front that's going to be extended through Iowa and down towards Chicago and into Indiana. So if storms form there and can stay isolated for just long enough, we could see some decent hail, especially in that first hour or two of forming. We could have up to 2-inch hail possible. We'll be watching here in the Chicagoland area. We're by Davenport, even further west towards Des Moines. Again, this is all before our real big, intense, severe weather threat really starts to kick it up a couple notches. So if we could sneak a decent storm out in the Chicago area, I'm sure no one would be complaining. And then we also have a chance for some storms in the much more rural sections of northern Nebraska, far southern South Dakota, and again, even maybe a storm or two or by Billings, Montana, all for your risk for your day on Thursday. You see the models here in Chicago right in this area. Some storms move through in the morning, and this is all that activity that moves through. I know it's moving pretty quick, but see a lot of activity form in the afternoon and evening hours. So we'll be watching that carefully, of course, doing any coverage of any big storms that occur and more isolated activity as well across Nebraska as everything is lifting to the north as we prepare for Friday, where we got to go into that 5-day forecast still, saying I only do 2 days and then the rest of the 5-day. Where on Friday, got a 10% chance of a 3-star map or higher. Could see up to some baseball-sized hail. Same for Saturday. High population for both. Yes, the majority of the biggest hail is probably going to be in more rural areas on Friday. However, I'll show you guys in a second. I think we're expanding our risk a little bit here. Saturday is going to be kind of dependent on Friday. There were some signals in some of the models that we've been looking at. They're showing a big old squall line of rain Friday night into Saturday morning in Oklahoma and Texas. But chances are that's going to change again. I think when we were looking at the models, it changed already. And Saturday could be pretty potent if things pan out. And of course, Sunday as well. Dang it, I forgot to change from purple. But up to 2-inch hail possible, moderate population. I think St. Louis might be at risk on that one. So here's our area of concern for Friday. We've extended it a little bit here. I think some of the activity tomorrow evening may continue into the morning, or even just along a warm front that's going to be draped pretty much right around where the risk area is. And I think there will be some storms that form there. So Chicago could see another chance, possibly even as far south as Cincinnati. Your chances are going to get lower. The percentage chance are going to get lower the further east you get. Iowa could see some storms. If the warm front can make it far enough north, we could see something towards Minneapolis. Nebraska, I think we could see some pretty nasty storms in Nebraska. And then again, the big-time hail producers and possibly tornado producers are going to be in western Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, Texas Panhandle, possibly all the way down towards Mexico. Going into Saturday, the risk is still basically the same. A lot of details to iron out on Saturday. It could be we have storms in the morning, leave outflow boundaries, and then you're going to see storms along those boundaries. So it may be more isolated than what we're seeing here. There could actually not be a whole lot of activity going into Saturday morning. That could be spell for very dangerous weather on Saturday. So we're watching this one very carefully. I know the models are flip-flopping a little bit. Probably going to see a lot of misinformation showing up on if you follow weather Twitter or on your Facebook news feed or whatnot. Just be aware that Saturday could be a pretty solid day. Sunday could be kind of a reloading day, but I think we could see some storms across near St. Louis and maybe even down along the Mississippi River Valley and into Illinois. And then Monday we reset and it looks like we could see another solid risk here in Oklahoma and Texas on Monday. Again, these areas are going to move around quite a bit because we're far enough out, and then that's all. We go all the way to Monday on that one, and then again, I can kind of keep showing this graphic of just this is what we are expecting from Friday all the way into June. You're going to get multiple storm chances all up in here where we're going to be pretty busy. I know it says Friday through next week. I probably should change that to Friday through June. I think we're going to be in a very active pattern. So even if some things don't pan out over the next couple days, it's going to keep reloading. The models are really intense. We need a good Minnesota event. Yes, we do, Brent. That is for sure. Make sure you follow us here on Facebook, especially when we have some technical difficulties and the forecast isn't at your usual 12 p.m. time. Follow us, hit see first, so that way you don't miss any of our updates, any of our live coverage, any posts about maps, any cool videos that we decide to share. All that good stuff, all that good content goes right to the top of your newsfeed when you hit see first when you're following us. Make sure you give us a call if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, any difficulties with the website, or if you're interested in what Hailtrace has to offer for you, at the number right there on the screen, 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com. Visit our website at hailtrace.com and follow us on Instagram, where we do post on there as well, and probably go live and do updates or whatever when we're all storm chasing, and that's going to start on Friday. We'll definitely be out storm chasing then. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow for a daily 12 p.m. hail forecast. Hope you guys do your tail dances, and maybe we get some big-time storms, maybe Wisconsin, Chicago area, and then much bigger activity once we get into the weekend. Have a great day, everyone. We'll talk to you tomorrow.